Phil Ebner here with another tutorial on updates to Adobe Photoshop CC 2018. Here's this photo of this cool car. I haven't made any other adjustments to this. This is a raw photo, and obviously it's opened in Camera Raw 10.0. And one of the changes is a new mask range selection option where you can actually select parts of a graduated filter or an adjustment brush to edit. So say I wanted to actually make this sky a little bit more dynamic. Typically what I would do is take the graduated filter, I would brush on or create this graduated filter like so, then maybe make some adjustments. Maybe I want the sky to be a little bit more warm and maybe a little bit more pink and saturated. And that looks pretty cool. It's making it a little bit more dynamic, but the problem is that everything is affected. The clouds up here, the top of the car, and that just doesn't really look natural. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that if the sky is purple, that everything has this sort of like brushed on purple effect. So before, what you could do is you could go in and take your brush and you could subtract parts of this image. You could try to take out the car like so, but then the background through the windshield wouldn't look that great. So they have this new option down here called Range Mask. So if I go back to Edit, and then if I click on the Range Mask and choose either color or luminance, I can make a selection for this adjustment mask or adjustment filter to affect. So for this image, I would do luminance because I want to pick the brighter parts of the sky, not the darker parts, which are the clouds. And you have this new slider down here where the left-hand side of the slider are the darks and the right side are the brights. So if I want to just select the brightest part of the image, I would take this and move this selection over to the right. And you can see as I do that, it decreases the selection of the dark parts of the clouds. Vice versa, if I take the right-hand side and drag to the left, it's only selecting the clouds versus the highlights in the background. So I could, if I want to change the color of the clouds, do it that way. But I'm just going to select the sky in the background. Maybe I'll even do a little dehazing or something, which will increase that saturation a lot. I really like that. But if I did that without this luminance range, then look at what that looks like. It looks totally unnatural. But doing it like so, with a little bit of that range selected, and then even playing with the smoothness, if I go to the left, then it makes the edges really harsh. Over to the right, it blends it a little bit better. That makes a really natural looking background. The color option also works if you want to pick a specific color that you want to change. So say, for example, let's go to our adjustment brush. Wow, that's really big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And let's just paint over the water down here. It's still got the settings that we've set from above. So it's changing everything with that dehaze, that warmth and tint that we added. Let's go down to Range Mask and choose Color now. Now we have a color picker, and let's pick a color. Now we can just click in the puddle. So now it's only affecting the blue of this puddle, which is kind of cool. It's got that reflection of the sky going. Contrast this with if I had selected just the yellow of this headlight reflection, and now it's just adding all of those effects to the headlights itself rather than the blue sky. So now I probably would want to tweak this a little bit, maybe decrease the saturation a little bit. Also with the color selection, you have this color range slider. So decreasing that will make your color selection more specific. Increasing will affect more of a broader range of colors, so make that selection a little bit wider. So something like that looks pretty good. Maybe going back and decreasing the saturation even a little bit more. So these are just some new features added to your adjustment and graduated filters. This range mask option that you'll see down there, it helps you pinpoint specific parts of your image that you want to make adjustments for. Remember, this is just for raw photos that you're editing in Camera Raw 10.0, which is what you get when you open a raw image in Photoshop. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or any other questions related to Adobe products, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in another lesson.